Hello and welcome to another Minute in the Clouds with Greg. This is day 6, and we've been unlocking the mysteries of ADHD. And so, welcome back. We'll be embarking on this journey a little bit further to unlock those mysteries. And in this broadcast, in this episode, I'm going to go back to basics. And as the saying goes, go back to basics. So here we go. In the beginning, God created. No, just kidding. So I'm going to start by breaking down the acronym ADHD, and let's get started with that. First, we'll do a recap. What is ADHD? It stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, and it is a neurodevelopmental disorder, and it causes difficulty paying attention, impulsivity, hyperactivity for some people. And it's caused by a combination of genetic and environmental factors. It's commonly diagnosed in children, although it can persist into adulthood, and a lot of adults are not diagnosed until later in their life. ADHD was once believed to just be in children, and people thought you grow out of it as you get older, which is not true. I think that the concept of growing out of it is just people learn to deal with it and the side effects of it so well that it would appear that they don't have it. And oftentimes, when someone gives birth, a lady gives birth and has all that stuff going on, new child, juggling work, job, life, home life, and ADHD can rear its head. So, and a bunch of other things. So anyway, people with ADHD may struggle with tasks that require sustained focus, organization, and it can lead to challenges at school, work, and in relationships. But with a proper diagnosis and the proper treatment, you can make good use of it. And actually, ADHD can be a superpower. It's important to seek professional help. Anything that I say is not intended to be medical advice. I'm not a trained professional, and I did not stay at a Holiday Inn last night, if you get that reference. So seek professional help, and maybe an ADHD course. So attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Attention. All right. So there's 3 types of attention, three main types: the selective attention, sustained attention, and divided attention. Selective attention is the ability to focus on one thing at a time and ignore the other things. Sustained attention would be the ability to focus on a task that is required to be focused on it for a long time. And divided is the ability to pay attention to 2 or 3 things at the same time. And people with ADHD often have difficulty with all 3 of those attention types. We may have, and indeed I do have, difficulty focusing on one task. I can focus on a task if it's interesting to me. If it's not, I can't. Staying focused for a long period of time can be a challenge, and paying attention to 2 or more things. Attention really is essential, obviously, for learning, problem solving, making decisions, school, work, relationships, and those areas can be difficult. Deficit can be defined as the difference between what is needed or expected and what you actually get, or what is actually available. So, in the context of ADHD, a deficit would refer to a lack or an inadequacy of certain cognitive functions and behavioral patterns that commonly associated with ADHD. The deficit can manifest in various ways, such as difficulty in sustaining attention that we talked about. There's impulsivity, hyperactivity, and can be some challenges with executive functioning. The deficits, they can impact every area of your life, and other ways that you could refer to deficit in relation to ADHD, you could say, an impairment, a shortcoming, deficiency, weakness, lack of focus, executive function deficit, cognitive shortfall. But I assure you, it's not a deficit of anything. It's actually an overabundance of it. But anyway, onto hyperactivity. Hyperactivity is defined as excessive physical activity or impulsive behavior, and it's one of the main types of ADHD, being the hyperactivity, the H. In terms of ADHD, hyperactivity can present excessive impulse behaviors, like driven by a motor, might be very restless, difficulty engaging in a quiet activity, maybe talking a lot, fidgeting, squirming, having difficulty remaining in your seat. My granddad used to say, "What's up with you, laddie? You got worms? You can't sit still." He was Scottish. That wasn't a very good Scottish accent, I don't think. But anyway, so may also have trouble engaging in leisure activities, things of that nature. And a lot of people with ADHD can be seen as being very disruptive. We get a bad rap. I got a bad rap at school, branded as a troublemaker. The teachers say, "You never make anything in your life, you're stupid." We'll talk about trauma a different time, but I'm not going to go into that now. We'll go to disorder, and a disorder is defined as a state of confusion, chaos. It can also be defined as a lack of order or lack of organization, a condition that disrupts the normal functioning of an individual's mind, body, or behavior. It has a combination of symptoms that can affect different people differently. Disorders can carry various degrees of severity and may be caused by multiple factors, including genetics, environmental influences, and individual experiences. In terms of ADHD, the condition can be characterized as having these teeth missing, I can't enunciate. Neurodevelopmental disorder that affects both children and adults. It's typically diagnosed based on criteria in the DSM-5, which is the Diagnostic of Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. It's a big book that psychiatrists use. The criteria include persistent patterns of inattention, impulsivity, and hyperactivity. That is more severe and frequent than it would be typically observed in individuals of the same age. And people with ADHD can struggle maintaining focus, as we've said, organizing tasks, controlling impulses, and it can significantly impact daily functioning and overall life quality. The exact cause of ADHD is still not fully understood, but it's believed to be, as I said, a combination of genetic, environmental, and neurological factors. Treatment often involves a multimodal approach, which can include behavior therapies, medication and support, supplements, diet changes, support from teachers, parents, healthcare professionals. But with proper management, you can lead a very good life with ADHD. So it's important to remember ADHD is a legitimate medical condition. It's not a weakness. It's a legitimate, let me say that again. ADHD is a legitimate medical condition that requires understanding, compassion, and appropriate treatment to help people reach the full potential. Tomorrow, we'll talk about symptoms, and that's all for today. I said I was going to try and keep it short. If this resonated with you, please consider leaving a comment or a like. It would be really appreciated. Really appreciated. It's not easy to create when you've got ADHD, a brain injury, and other challenges, but making these helps, and hopefully they'll improve, and I will improve. Thank you, love you all, and remember to take care of your mind, and we will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.